So stress is a feeling, of course, but stress is a response of the nervous system. So work, emails, all the stuff that's happening out there, the noise, the busy, that's not stress. That's things. Stress is your response to all of that. So stress is an internal chemical, biological, physiological change that's happening within the body in response to what's happening out there. So for some people, like a surgeon going in today doing a pretty ordinary surgery, he won't be stressed. There'll be none of his stress indicators doing it. But if I was to do that, or people in the legal world, the barrister walks into a courtroom today, doesn't really faze him if I was to walk in there. So the external task or the external thing isn't stress. Stress is your internal response to that, and it's a chemical, biological, electrical response. Chronic, acute stress is where we're exposed to a lion, a tiger, something immediate, and we have to activate the sympathetic nervous system. So the chemical response is adrenaline, cortisol, fight or flight. The prefrontal cortex of the brain shuts down, and the amygdala, which is in the limbic brain, awakens. So your attention and awareness is narrow. You're fixated on something. You're elevated levels of energy because of the production of cortisol and adrenaline, and for that short period you have more energy, you have more alertness to kill the tiger, to overcome. And actually regular exposure to acute stress is actually very healthy. Yeah, it has a massive impact on us.
Yeah, we have this thing that stress is bad, but not all stress is bad.
No, you need it. When you go to the gym, you stress your muscles, you create micro tears on them. Then you go home, you rest, you eat, you sleep. The body repairs itself and it gets bigger. The way you build emotional capacity, think of when you started driving first. We were all terrified, and now we just drive and don't think about it. So exposure to stress breeds physical, chemical changes that are good for us, boost our immune system. It creates emotional changes in us that builds emotional resilience. So short bursts of exposure to stress is actually very healthy. So it's not about never being stressed. Stress is fine if it's short bursts of acute stress. On the other side, we have chronic stress, which is totally different. Chronic stress is where we're in that sympathetic, dominant fight or flight state all the time. Where we're predominantly in the chemicals of cortisol and adrenaline, or sympathetic nervous system is up, or adrenal glands are on the point of fatigue. And we know that the body long-term can't survive in that state.